welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about solving problems a little at a time.
Hey Shannon, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good too. Good.
Good. I just saw a monarch butterfly.
Well, that seems auspicious, maybe?
Yeah, well, and it's a big deal because I don't know if you know, I did a little reading about monarchs. They were declining in numbers a lot, significantly, like by the thousands, and they're starting to come back and they're starting to migrate back through Portland and stopping here. So it's a big deal to see them.
Oh, well, they probably were drawn to your beautiful blue house.
Oh, I hope so. That would be nice.
Yes.
So today we are talking about doing things a little bit at a time.
Yes, I think there's lots of applications of that.
Yes.
In general, I talk, little and often, lots of great. Doing things a little at a time is great, but today we have something that prompted the topic that that's gonna allow us to focus, right?
Yes. The apparently the meal planning episode prompted a few people to question, the seemingly complex system that I have in place for meal planning and managing our pantry and freezer and all of that. And it made me realize that it would seem very overwhelming to hear all that. It could seem very overwhelming to hear all of that at once, but it's not like I conceived of this whole system and then instituted it. It happened just a little bit at a time.
Right, and it wasn't, I guess a few people perceived it as sort of hyper-organized and overwhelming and impossible to do themselves. And it wasn't even as though you decided, I want this is my vision, and that
Right.
feels a little overwhelming, so I'm going to break it down into small steps, which frequently is a great way to handle things that are overwhelming. It wasn't that. It was a like incremental series of decisions, correct?
Right. It was really like incremental problem solving. Mm-hmm. The first problem was that we were wasting a lot of food because we were overbuying because we didn't know what we had. Mm-hmm. And I hate throwing out
Oh my gosh.
food.
Right. Who can't relate to that?
Yeah. And so that prompted, so then I thought about, why are we doing, how is that happening? What's going on here that's allowing that to happen? And I realized that, there was no organization to our pantry shelves. So it started with organizing the pantry shelves. And then that was great. So then we could find things and we could see what we had. But when we're out at the store, I still didn't know what was back on the pantry shelves.
It's a little bit surprising that Mike hasn't hooked up some sort of camera that allows you to have a live feed of your pantry shelves when you're at the grocery store.
I know. When he listens to this, he's probably going to want to set that up. So what he was doing was taking a picture. So he'd take a picture of the refrigerator and take a picture of that. And that still seemed a little haphazard to me. Mm-hmm. And so then we had started using AnyList, an app, a phone app for grocery list. And so I thought, well, I could just do sort of a reverse list of put everything on there that we have and then, remove it as we use it up and put it on the grocery list. So that happened. And then, it was the same sort of thing. We're losing stuff in the freezer, which is so easy to do.
Yes.
So then I organized it and did the same sort of thing. And then, meal planning, I have a notebook that I was keeping recipes in from when I would have printed out recipes. But then I would have recipes online and, I didn't really want to print them out and, and I would lose them or I'd put them in Evernote and never look at them again. And so that was when I was using Trello a lot. And so I decided to create the meal planning thing in Trello. So I have a place to put recipes that I find online that's super easy to store them there. And then...
with pictures.
Right, with pictures, which is super helpful for me. I love having the pictures. And I know it doesn't matter for everyone, but I find it super useful. And so that, so it's just evolved one step at a time. And this has, been years that this has been evolving. And it will continue to evolve.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, then you added, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it was there all along, but the meal planning component where you are moving cards from your recipe lists into the week.
Right.
Which I think is so smart. And so shareable, too. I mean, if Mike wants to, can see what's for dinner.
Yep.
See maybe what he's making for dinner.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it's great. And when I heard some criticism, I'm like... Well, I didn't even get it. I'm like, what are you talking about? That sounds fantastic. But I hang around with really organized people, right?
Right.
So we all get all excited about things like this. But the Trello component maybe sounds complicated, but boy, oh boy, is it easier than like going through cookbooks and writing your meal plan for the week down on a piece of paper, I would think.
Yeah. Well, but also, one of the other things we did before I was really using the Trello board for meal planning is after having gotten enough meal kits with recipes that we like, we would just use those recipe cards.
Right.
And, stack them in order.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I've got a pile of them that are in no order at all.
Well, I mean, in order of when we're going to have them that week. Like, pick 5 that we're going to have this week.
Like deal a meal.
Right.
I don't quite remember what deal a meal is, but it seemed appropriate.
I think deal a meal was like a weight loss thing, wasn't it? Like a
and
Weight
I think
Watchers
there were
thing?
cards with different types of foods on them. We'll put a link. We'll figure it out.
There's probably like an old commercial from the 70s for deal a meal on YouTube.
Right. But those memory. Oh, geez, those. Recipe, that's the word. Menu and recipe came together in my mind and came out of my mouth, memory. Those recipe cards from those meal service kits are so great because they have nice pictures and step instructions, although Barry says they're too detailed. Like, what? But it's not a valid criticism, Barry. But, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and the other thing I like about keeping it electronic, although I would do this with the meal kits too, is that I might add or change something, and in my electronic version, I can just make the changes right in there. And so the next time I look at the recipe, I look at how I make it as opposed to how it's supposed to be made, and then try to remember or look at notes or something. So I find that really great because I never really sort of tracked like, oh, I tried this and it was not good, or I tried this and I really liked it, or whatever. And so the having it digital really made it easier for me to track that stuff too.
And you're doing comments in the note card, the card for that particular recipe? Is that how you're doing it?
So on the Trello card, I copy the ingredients and the instructions into the description, the card description.
Okay. Nice.
And then I have the link, so I can go to the original link if I want to. But if I copy it all into there, then I can just make changes and I don't have to remember anything or look at notes or whatever. It's just the recipe as I now make it.
Oh, that's fantastic. You should see, I have like, what is it that I made? Oh, chicken fajitas from the Cookie Rookie blog. And there were many, many changes, so many changes that I would date them. And
oh, geez.
yeah, and so then I have to, yeah, it's kind of fun to see the changes. And the changes are all about like cooking time and stuff. It's not the ingredients so much. But anyway, your way sounds better.
Yeah, and it's great. I mean, I shared one of my recipes with a friend, and I sent the link. Here's the original recipe, and here's how I make it.
Oh, nice.
So, I could give them sort of all the information.
Right. Oh, that's great. And it's perfect for sharing. I mean, it's a really, and they're using Trello as well? Or are you making a PDF or something?
No, I'm just copying and pasting.
Oh, I see. Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
No. So I think the thing to consider is, where are you feeling most stuck? Where, would a little change make a big difference for you? We're talking about meal planning, but this could be for anything.
Right. It could be for organizing anything. It could be for really, as you said, anything.
Yeah. And so, I'm thinking about it in terms of, I had this come up with filing in the past, and I figured out the reason I'm not filing is because I haven't updated my Freedom Filer folders. It still has the old stuff in it. So that's the first step. Solve that problem. Mm-hmm. And then notice what happens. And so where are things getting stuck? Where's the bottleneck? And solve that problem. Right.
And it's taking that moment to look at the sort of micro level, this where you are right now, and identifying. It's like the bottleneck, like you have to step back a little, get out of your frustration, and say, wait a minute, what would make this better? What's the problem here? Yeah, that's excellent.
And this is sort of the same thing that we've talked a lot about with starting habits and things. What's one thing that points you in the direction you want to go? If you want to exercise first thing every morning, the thing that points you in the direction is laying out your exercise clothes so you get out of bed and you step right into them. Mm-hmm. So it's thinking about things in that way. Mm-hmm. Where does this get complicated for me, and how can I make it easier in that moment?
Right. And it strikes me that our friend get in touch with what's important to you factors in here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in like you said, in a small way, you don't have to have a big grandiose vision. You don't have to know, I certainly wasn't thinking about meal planning when I was standing in front of, 6 jars of mayonnaise that had all expired.
Right. Yeah.
I was just thinking about this is my immediate problem. Mm-hmm. How can I solve it?
Right. That's excellent. And when you say you organize your pantry, for example, or your freezer, that involved probably letting go of some stuff that had expired, or you realized you weren't ever going to eat and it was just getting in your way. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It involved a very large trash bag.
Right. And this is the kind of thing I love helping clients do and don't enjoy doing very much in my own home. But I think I need to.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's another thing to think about is when you hear about something and you have a little peak of envy, mm-hmm. How can you bring a little bit of that into your life? Mm-hmm. You don't have to create the whole system that I have, but, I think you said that you're freezer isn't super easy to access? Was that you or someone else was telling me that?
No, it was me. Well, it's full. It's a bottom freezer, and it's full, and it's cold. And I hate cold so much.
Yeah.
So the idea of emptying it, I just always keep putting it off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. But maybe you do it a little at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and we have 3 freezers. The other 2 are on top of refrigerators, So there's some musical chairs that could be played that would make it useful. But what I love, and I'm not sure my freezer situation will allow it, but what I love about yours is how you've organized the shelves so that you can easily inventory everything. That's great. And you can easily put things in the right place. And that's a lot, that's feeds right into my happy place, which is having less stuff so that you can easily access what you do have.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And thinking through, what do you really need? Like, I know someone who bought dryer sheets at Costco, a single person. And, so it's like 2 industrial sized boxes of dryer sheets.
Oh boy.
And I said, how many loads of laundry do you do a week? Oh, I probably do maybe 1 a week. I said, so do you see how many dryer sheets this is? This is a lifetime supply of dryer sheets.
Literally.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, it's so easy at places like Costco and Sam's to overbuy. And I try really hard not to buy big bulk quantities because, things do expire and so forth. But then you have to store them.
Right.
Yeah.
And, they can be a really great deal. Like, if you want to buy dryer sheets and you want to never have to buy them again.
And you have room to store them.
Then go for it.
Right.
If, on the other hand, you have no room to store them and you don't want to use the same box of dryer sheets for the next 15 years, it's fine to get them at the grocery store.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a way of kind of looking at things as, and I hesitate to use the word problem, but...
Challenge?
Yeah, like there's a challenge or an issue or a bottleneck or something. And so just sort of noticing that and remembering that we all have them. They just sometimes spontaneously occur. Sometimes they develop over time. And then just addressing it like, oh, okay, well, this is not working for me anymore, or something happened here. Let's figure it out.
Right. And also, take the emotion out of it too, or the sense of failure or whatever. Sometimes we're so hard on ourselves when we don't have systems for things that other people do.
Right. Or we had a system that's no longer working for us.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I think, didn't we do an episode on that? Like when we were talking about how our task management system sometimes just spontaneously quit working.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
We'll look for that. And if in fact we do have that, we'll link to it in the show notes.
Right.
But yeah, so kindness, little bit at a time, and just, keep plugging along at stuff because, bringing more ease to your life.
Right. And just remember, you don't have to do it all. Just do a little bit.
Yep. And incremental differences can actually feel really big, like make a big improvement.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So we would love to hear from you, our listeners. You can email us at hello@gettingtogoodenough.com. You can head over to gettingtogoodenough.com and leave a comment in the show notes. You can head to Facebook or Instagram at Getting to Good Enough, or Twitter at GTG Enough. Until next time, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. Episode, the food sealer thing, the seal a meal, it's a vacuum sealer.
Right. I figured that out right after we stopped. So I have brought up seal a meal and deal a meal in the last several episodes.
I think we're showing our age.
I think so.